G'day, how are you? And let's get started on today's video. You've probably heard it said 1,000 times before that it really doesn't matter what camera you have because so much depends on you as the photographer. I mean, it's your skill, it's your ability, it's your art, it's your vision, it's your composition, it's your determination, it's your perseverance to get the shot that you're visualizing that makes the photograph. It's you as the photographer. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do believe it has a lot to do with you as a photographer. I don't know if it all depends on you because recently I realized that so much depends on the time and the place. Since I started learning DSLR photography back in late 2017, I've produced probably a handful of shots that I think are just really magical, that I think really demonstrate what I've learned. And in fact, midway through last year, I took a photograph and it's had the broadest reach or the broadest audience out of all the photographs I've taken. And this particular photograph I took was in Wellington City, and I'd gone to a tour at the St. Gerard's Monastery up in Mount Victoria. And I had my camera with me. It was a beautiful summer's day, and I reached out over a fence and I took a portrait snapshot of the scenery. And here it is here. It's just a lovely shot overlooking the bay and the fountains going. It's a beautiful sunny day and there's some activity in the background with the clouds there. And the water is just slowly rippling in and the beach is golden and the sand looks smooth, and the whole scene is just a lovely Wellington day. And I pretty much downloaded this straight off my camera, did a quick edit on Lightroom on my phone, and but you know, when I looked into the shot, and if I look into it here, I can see that some areas aren't in focus. I would have loved to have stopped it down a bit more and maybe brought a bit more into focus. And you know, some of the verticals aren't quite, you know, there's a few things in that photograph that I wasn't happy with. And so taking note of the fact that so much depends on you as the photographer, I thought to myself, well, if I go back to that spot and I set up the shot a bit better, maybe I take a tripod, maybe use a different lens or something like that, maybe stop it down a bit more so I could bring more into focus, I'm gonna end up with a better shot. And also because it was almost a year ago when I took this shot, I know more now, my skills are better, surely. I've taken heaps of photos since then and lots of them have been pretty cool, so I figured, oh, well, I'll go back there and what I'll be able to produce is a better photograph, a more refined photograph, the photograph that I'm looking for other than the one that I've got. And so that's exactly what I did. I went back down there and I set up on the tripod. I stood in my same 2 feet were in the exact same 2 spots as where those same 2 feet were this time, or you know, nearly a year ago when I first took the shot. And here we go here. The day was different, you know, there's more clouds in the sky. I actually thought the sky was more interesting, but straight away from the very first photo, something wasn't right. You know, the sky had a different chromatic character to it. The sea was gray and a little bit flat and green. It didn't have those lovely ripples rolling in. You know, crucially, the fountain's not going. It just adds to the whole character of the shot. And you know, I waited and the fountain never came on. And I took a few more shots and I wanted to see if I could maybe do some panoramas or that sort of thing, or some focus stacking. I tried portrait, I tried landscape. But as I said, right from the start, something didn't feel right, something didn't look right in the photos. And it was after a wee bit of this that I realized I wasn't gonna get the shot I was looking for. Sure, I was in the same place, and that's what made me start to realize that a lot depends on time and place. So we know so much depends on you as a photographer, that's cool. Now there's also light. Before I go too much further, I'll just acknowledge light. Light sits over everything we do as a photographer because, you know, the manipulation, the evolution, the direction, the location of the lens all dictates the type of photography we're going to be doing or the type of results we're going to get. So we'll just take that as a given. That's just an assumption that light illuminates everything we do. And then after that is you as the photographer. That's where the skill, the art, the vision lies. And you know, I didn't get the results I was looking for because I as a photographer had arrived there. I had an expectation. I was going to get a better shot. It didn't happen, but I did learn from the exercise. And I learned that, you know, I was there as a photographer, so that's really important. I'm the most important thing, because if we think about time and place, that's all very well, but if you as a photographer aren't in that place at that time, then you're not going to get the shot. If you are in that place and it's the wrong time, you're not going to get the shot. That's what happened to me here. It was just the wrong time. It was a different day, it was a different season, different time of the year, similar time of day, but still the sun was in a different place, the sea was different, the sky was different, the clouds was, everything about the time was different. Very well, you thinking about a particular place, but if you're not there at the right time, you're not going to get the shot. So they all have to line up. And it just made me think, you know, sure, it doesn't matter what camera you've got, it probably doesn't even matter what lens you've got, but of course the most important thing is you as a photographer, but beyond that is the time and the place. And this just showed me that sometimes a photograph lives in its own moment in time. I mean, I went back to this place to try and get a better photograph and it didn't happen. I understand this is a bit of a rambling, but it was a lesson learned, because initially I thought, oh man, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it's me, you know, but really it's the time. Those things have got to line up really nice. The light has to exist, and then from there it's you as a photographer in the right place at the right time. That's where the magic happens. What do you think? Am I on the right track here? Leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks for watching and check out these videos from last time.